you should buy the M1 Max MacBook Pro in 2024. And here's why. So, I've been using the M1 Max MacBook Pro for 2.5 years now, since October of 2021, since I bought my 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro. And this device, this has been a treat. This has been the best technology that I've ever bought. This is simply too good of a computer. Telusive Tech did a crazy video talking about its M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch experience. And funny enough, my computer is exactly the same computer that it has. M1 Max 16-inch MacBook Pro, 32 GB of RAM and 32 GPU cores. The 16-inch version, it has 8 TB of SSD, I only have one. But again, I didn't want to pay the extra $2,000 or $1,000 for the 8 TB version, but we do have the same machines. And in the last 2.5 years, this has been a perfect computer. Too good to be true, but it's actually true, and it's not a good thing for Apple. Because since then, Apple has been having trouble innovating its newer versions. I think this MacBook Pro generation will suffer the same thing that the current iPad Pro generation is suffering. The 2018 iPad Pros were too good. The updates for 120 Hz, the new design, Face ID, everything was just different. The chip was more powerful, USB-C, the first time that Apple changed a lot on the product, and the 2018 iPad Pro sold like crazy. But people that got the 2018 iPad Pro are not willing to upgrade to the most current version of the iPad Pro, the 2022 M2 generation. And yeah, that's 4 years later, after the iPad Pro has came out. And now, the MacBook Pro I think will suffer the same destiny, because this 2021 version of the MacBook Pro, the M1 Max version, the M1 Pro even, they are too good. This new design, these new mini LED displays, 120 Hz, the new keyboard, the new trackpad, the new speaker system, the new microphone, the new battery life, Apple Silicon, just made the MacBook Pro great again. Yes, Apple suffered a lot between 2014 and 2020 with the MacBook Pro lineup. This was a devastated lineup by issues on the keyboard, by overheating issues with Intel, by problems on the trackpads, and a lot of things like display issues, reliability issues. They weren't the most reliable computers, especially the keyboards, especially the displays. The batteries were also having some trouble, and so Apple had tons of issues with the MacBook Pro lineup between 2014, 2015, and 2020. But in 2021, Apple launched the M1 Max and M1 Pro generation of the MacBook Pro. And this changed the MacBook Pro forever. It gave us a new design, gave us a new display, new keyboard, new trackpad, new speaker system, insane battery life and insane efficiency, but also amazing performance. These machines are insane. Like, if you spend $3,000 on a MacBook Pro with the M1 Max, I mean, you are set for like 10-year-old computer right now. Because again, the M1 Max for 99.9% of people is completely overkill. This chip is super powerful. I do not notice one bit of a lag when editing videos. When exporting videos, it's super fast like this. And so, why would I upgrade? Why would I spend like $1,000, $2,000 if I sold this computer and I bought the newer generation M2, M3 for like 10% of improvements, 20 maybe, while video editing. And even if Apple actually managed to reduce the exporting times by almost like 200, 300%, I would only have to wait 3 minutes less, 4 minutes less. Would I pay more for 4 minutes? I don't think so. This machine has everything that I need. The incredible display, the incredible hardware, the super comfortable and very tactile keyboard, the trackpad, huge trackpad, this haptic touch trackpad, insane, the best in the business, a speaker system that actually is so good that I don't need to have a speaker system at my home. I love watching movies here, a huge display, mini LED display, together with this speaker system. This is an incredible piece of technology to watch movies, insane. I like to watch everything here, YouTube, and I get used to these speakers, and then I go to my phone, to my iPad, and everything else is just trash. The 16-inch speakers, specifically, they are insane. It's room-filling. The experience is life-changing if you buy this computer. These are one of the best features on this MacBook Pro. You don't think these speakers are as good as I've been saying? Well, take a listen. This is a complete experience.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
The display, the speakers, the battery life, the performance, everything is complete, and so this computer is super complete. Again, in 2024, you should buy this computer because this is cheaper than we actually were expecting. This computer lost its value faster than we were expecting. Apple launched the M2, M2 Pro, and M2 Max. Apple launched the M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max. And now you can get these computers, the M1 Max generation, the same spec that I have right here, for about $1,800, $1,700. That's half the price that I paid for mine. And trust me, you won't be getting half of the experience. Now, right now, if you pay that money, you will be getting 80%, 90% of the experience from the newest M3 Max MacBook Pro. And even, trust me, 32 gigabytes of integrated RAM is insane. Too much. You don't need more. So the M1 Max machine currently is a very, very high performance machine that costs you around $1,700. Less than the current M3 Pro and almost the same price as the M3 MacBook Pro. That has the same display, the same speakers, the same trackpad, the same keyboard, the same battery life, but worse performance. So yeah, that's something to analyze. Should you buy a new computer or should you buy a used M1 Max? In my opinion, you should buy a refurbished, used M1 Max MacBook Pro. Especially because with $1,700, you can get the 16-inch version, which is really, really good. I love the 14-inch. The 14-inch is very compact. The display is also the same here, but there's something to this huge and immersive 16-inch display that I just love, and I cannot switch back. If you compare this mini LED screen to an LCD screen, it's obvious that it's just plain better. The colors, they are more saturated. The blacks are even blacker, and the contrast ratio on the mini LED screen is so much better. So when watching movies, when watching videos, everything will look more natural, more lifelike. The HDR will give it a better look. So yes, the mini LED display makes a huge difference between this generation of the MacBook Pro and the older generation of the MacBook Pro. And then of course, there's 120 Hz, which is something interesting because every time that I review a product that has 120 Hz, I do and I say the same thing. 120 Hz makes your product last way longer. Makes your iPhone, your iPad, your MacBook seem that it's super fluid, super fast every time. There's no lags, there's no bugs, just because of the display is so smooth. And so the years pass and you don't notice your device getting older. While with 60 Hz device, sometimes you get a bug, sometimes you get a slowdown, and because it's 60 Hz, you can notice it way, way faster. And so it seems like your device is getting older faster. So buying a 120 Hz ProMotion capable device is just buying a ticket to a very long-lasting device. I think that these MacBook Pros having 120 Hz was probably one of the worst decisions that Apple could have made, at least in the first year, because it completely killed the need for me and most people to upgrade these machines. 120 Hz would be a very compelling factor for me and probably most pros to upgrade their MacBook Pros from 2021 for the 2022 or even the 2023 generation. But no, Apple did the moral thing and the moral right thing to do. They put it everything they could, the maximum effort that they could on this MacBook Pro generation, and they killed it. This machine is incredible. Yes, I have an older generation MacBook Pro, a 13-inch MacBook Pro from 2016, that when I need to have a portable computer just to do web browsing, document editing, I take around. But when I want to do real work, the only computer that I use is the M1 Max MacBook Pro. I just love this machine. It changed everything. Now I can work for my YouTube channel anywhere, anytime. And in my opinion, that freedom is priceless. But yet again, you need to realize, am I willing to spend $1,700 on a used computer on eBay? Because if you are not, then, well, going to Apple's website, try to find a refurbished M1 Max MacBook Pro, and you will have a great of a deal. But if not, then I would believe that the M2 Pro refurbished on Apple will also be a great choice. The M2 Pro on the 16-inch and 14-inch computers is a bit more expensive than the M1 generations. Although I don't think it's worth it if you are going to buy used, because the performance and the jump in performance you will get won't be worth the $200-300 you are paying more. Again, the M2 generation family chips had about 10 to 15% jump over the M1 generation. That's very slight, and when video editing, Apple is still supporting the most recent updates for Apple Silicon on the M1 Max. This year in 2024, Apple launched an update for Final Cut Pro that supported, I think, H.264 encoding. So every machine when exporting in H.264 just got way faster. Apple included the M2 Max, M3 Max, M2 Ultra, and the M1 Max. This was interesting because the M1 Max at that time was more than 2 years old. But Apple still supported it, and now my computer is way faster at exporting H.264 videos. But I know, Not everyone video edits, not everyone photo edits. That's a very small-minded thing for me to think. Because most people, they just want to browse the web, they just want to watch movies, they just want to do simple stuff on their computer. And in that case, most people will prefer a more portable machine. I don't know, maybe the M3 MacBook Air, even the M2 MacBook Air. That might be a better choice. It's cheaper, and I don't know, it's 60 Hz, most people don't care. It's not mini LED, again, most people won't notice. But here's the thing, I think even in those cases, maybe buying a used M1 Pro 14-inch computer is a great choice. Because an M1 Pro 14-inch computer can be had for about $1,200, $1,300. That's almost the price of the M2 MacBook Air, with double the storage and double the RAM. So you will be getting a faster computer than the M3 MacBook Air, or even about the same performance. You will be getting more RAM, so it will last you longer. You will be getting more SSD storage, which is very expensive on Apple's website. And at the end of the day, it's just a better machine overall. Better hardware, better display, better keyboard, better battery life. It's better everywhere. Better speakers especially. So the differences between the newer generation M3 MacBook Pros and the older generation M1 MacBook Pros, well, it's almost none. It's just the chip inside. Everything else, the hardware, is about the same. Yes, the mini LED displays on the M3 Pro and M3 Max machines are a tiny bit brighter, 100 nits. Who cares? But the M3, if you are considering buying the M3 MacBook Pro 2024 version, then think well, because I think that you can get a better deal buying an M2 Pro, an M1 Pro, MacBook Pro 14-inch with an older generation, a faster chip, and the same hardware inside. If you are using an M1 Max currently, well, you got the best computer you could have bought with your money. This machine is super fast, insane. I think it was the best time to buy the MacBook Pro, because now you will have like 8 years where Apple will use the same design, the same hardware, and you won't notice that big of a difference. You won't feel the need to spend money to upgrade. But I do believe when you are buying a computer now, my only mistake with this machine would be buying more internal storage. Now, I gotta give the upper hand to Taylor Swift Tech, because he bought the 8TB version, and at that time, I was not willing to spend the extra money. Well, right now, I don't have storage on my MacBook Pro. It's completely filled with YouTube videos, B-roll, and I have to use external storage, like a lasty 5TB external drive and an SSD to edit my videos. So, if I were right now, I would buy the 4TB or the 8TB version. I just love this compact design, which is beautiful, very comfortable to hold, and it's just the best computer in the world. Currently, I do believe that the M1 Max machine is simply perfect. There is no flaws. And if you can get this machine for half the price of the M3 Max, then go for it. This is, in my opinion, the best MacBook Pro you can buy in 2024. Not the M2 Max generation, not the most recent M3 Max. No, it's the 2.5-year-old M1 Max MacBook Pro. You either need to decide, do I want the 14-inch, do I want the 16-inch size? But whichever side you decide to go for, you will get an amazing computer. Let me know in the comments below, do you have an M1 Max MacBook Pro? Do you have any experience with this first generation of the newer design MacBook Pros? Let me know in the comments below. My experience has been insane. I think I will call this my 2.5-year-old review of the M1 Max MacBook Pro. Let me know in the comments below which computer do you have right now. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech talking to you here. Bye-bye.